Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this video might or might not help you. I'm trying to reproduce this. So I'm using the parallel dimension tool, and I'm just measuring some points from these circles from there to there, and I get 2.41 and go out. So I've got all the measurements of all the gaps. And let's bring this out a little bit closer, and let's click on it and make the text a little bit bigger. If I would have started with it bigger at first, it would have done good. So I've got my measurements on my circles. So I'm gonna, the first one is 11, and you need to have your ratio locked, 11.98. Hit your plus sign on your keyboard, 9.66. Enter. Hit the plus on your keyboard, 8.87. Hit the plus on your keyboard, 7.79. Whoop, don't hit the plus there. Hit the plus on your keyboard, 5.54. Enter. Hit the plus on your keyboard, 4.46. Enter. Hit the plus on your keyboard, 2.41. Enter. Let's take all these measurements away. Let's turn these red. And let's hit P and put it in the center of the page. I'm a little bit off on one of the measurements, but you could very easily grab that red one, hold down the shift key, and just expand it out a little bit. I think the other ones are fine. Now we need to, I don't think I locked that. So we'll just nudge everything over. There, yeah, I did lock it. So I ought to be able to just grab the whole thing and nudge it over. Now we got these bars. And you know, there's several ways you could do this. And I haven't really figured out which way is the best, because this isn't going to weld because it's got so many facets, but we're going to take the rectangle tool and just kind of get a rectangle idea. So we're at 0.27. So draw a rectangle. So what we're going to do also, we're going to unlock this for a second. And we're going to nudge it out of the way. And then we're going to put this in the center of the page. Now we're going to make a rectangle that is, unlock your ratio, so it's 0.27 by 10. And let's hit P and see if it's not long enough. It's perfect. We need to change it to a hairline. I keep mine on hairline, but I'm using somebody else's file. Control D and make a duplicate of that guy, and then rotate it 90 degrees. Now, while that's selected, let's move it out of the way. Move these two out of the way, and let's combine these two. Or tell you what, let's weld these two. There we go. And then let's group these together. We can't really weld them. Let's put these back. Now, everything ought to work, like back minus front ought to work, but it doesn't. You know, it didn't help us any. So back up, front minus back, nothing changed. I think the only thing that's going to help us is simplify. Simplify took away some of the lines. You can't weld it because it just takes away everything. But if you remember what your drawing looks like, and you could have it close by, you could take your virtual segment delete key and delete that. Delete these lines. And here's a little word of warning. Take your indexing lines away. Whoop. Because your indexing lines sometimes will stop your virtual segment delete key from, I'm going to have to bring in the drawing. also, I must have got rid of one of the circles. There we go. I got rid of one of the circles a while ago. So bring in your drawing. And this one is open, so just take your virtual segment link key. It doesn't take very long because you're going in a straight line around it. And then we need to get rid of that indexing line. Indexing lines can be helpful, but then sometimes they can be in a way and you can actually turn them off. But by using without the indexing lines, we can do that. We need to take away this line. And a lot of people are going to say, you ought to weld it or simplify it or do something. But by the time you figure out what's going on, you can have this done. And by George, I think we're already there. Didn't take but just a second. Smart fill it just to make sure. And there is you a good, crisp, clean vector object. And I'm not real happy with the way the nodes are showing up. No, it's all joined together. Anyway, so this is part 2 of this, I was just trying to help him clean up his artwork and do it inside of Corel. Draw that inside of Corel. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.